Masechet Makkot Daf Yod Zayin Amud Aleph, close to halfway down by the Mishnah. Ha'ochel bikurim ad shelo kara alehem. Someone eats bikurim, the first fruits that a farmer has to bring to the Bet HaMikdash. He has to say pisukim, then he gives it to the Kohen. So if someone eats it before the owner says the pisukim, it's a pisukim of giving thanks to Hashem. Or kocher kochim chutz lekilaim. He eats kocher kochim, higher level korbanot animals outside the Bet Hamikdash limits. Kocher kalim maaser sheni chutz lahama, or kocher kalim lower korbanot maaser sheni and maaser sheni chutz lahama outside Yerushalayim. Or hashaberet ayitzim b'pesach hatahor. If someone breaks the bone of a kasher pesach korban pesach, how does it look? All these get malkut. Ava hamotir b'tahor, someone leans over meat of a korban pesach that is tahor. V'hashober b'tameh, or he breaks the bone of the korban pesach while it's tameh, and you're not eligible to get malkut for that. Hanatel emabanim, if someone takes the mother bird while she's still on her young, Rabbi Yehuda Amer, he said as earlier, that gets malkut, you don't have to send her away anymore. Fix it, send her away, and then you don't get malkut. Exactly how the rule is. Any positive commandment comes after a negative commandment. According to Chachamim, it's there to fix it so you don't get malkut. These are the words of Rabbi Akiva from our Mishnah. That's why it was mentioned without a name, because it was referring to Rabbi Akiva. Bukurim, you don't need to read the Pisukim. You don't need to read the Pisukim. As long as you place it by the Mizbeach, it's good enough. If someone eats it after that, it's fine, even though there's no Pisukim. Maybe Rabbi Yochanan said, maybe why don't Rabbi Yochanan say the words of Rabbi Shimon? Who says Rabbi Akiva? Where it says, Ha Kamashmanan, Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Shimon, they hold like each other. That's the Hiddush. Okay, Maran Rabbi Shimon, where do we see Rabbi Shimon holds like this? The Tanya says, right now, we're going to break down the Pesukim like you've never seen before, a beautiful explanation of the Pasuk. I'm saying that because the Gemara is going to say that later on. But look how he takes apart the pasuk. Utrumat yadecha, the truma of your hand. Elo bikurim is first to bikurim. Amar Bishmon ma bazlandin. Why are you have to mention it over here? If you want to teach me, you can't eat bikurim outside Yerushalayim. We know sheni, which is more lenient. And therefore, ma maaser hakel okay, it's like by maaser sheni you get makut for eating outside Yerushalayim. Bikurim the kosher again, so it's more stricter case of bikurim. For sure, you have to eat it inside. So why have to mention bikurim? Must be teaching you that you cannot eat the bikurim until you say the pasuk. And if you do, you get malkut. Okay. Continuation of this. That was the main part. From here right here, Rabbi Shimon holds you need the pasukim. Fine. Now we're going to continue the rest of the Baraita where he explains the pasuk. Okay. V'nidvotecha, your offerings, your voluntary offerings, your donations. So Todah Shlamim refers to Korban Todah and Korban Shlamim, which is our optional Korbanot. Why do you need this? Even though when teach you can't outside eat it outside of your slime, we know that enough from Maaser. Maybe it's teaching you that you cannot eat it. Maybe you'll get makud. So okay that if a guy gets makud, if you eat the Korban Todah or Shlamim before you throw the blood in the be'ach, where it says uv korot ze'avechol. Regarding to Bechor Kurban, it says Bechorot. Now, Amar Rabbi Shimon, mild Valentin, what do you teach us? In Belchan Hotzum, going to teach you outside your line, Kavacham Maser, you know Maser. In the Tanizir, going to teach you before throwing the blood. You also don't need to Kavacham, Rabbi Tudash Shlim. I know from Kurban Tudash Shlim, which is more lenient. Ha'alo Ba'aktuv Elochan, Bechor, Afilu Achaz, they can't teach you that you can't, a non-Kohen can't eat it even after, they can't eat the Bechor Kurban until even after the blood was thrown. Bekarecha, Betonecha. Zu Hatat Vasham refers to Korban Hatat and Hashem. Amar Rabbi Shimon, now we're going to keep on stacking each kav v'chomer. Ma ba'az amter was teaches us. In the chazal ma v'nachich outside of Shnaim ma kav v'chomer aser no maser. In the thing is the kav before throwing the blood kav v'chomer to Shmi. And achar the kav after the blood kav v'chomer and bechor right from bechor. Ha lo ba ketub ela lo v'chel hatat v'Hashem afilu achar the kav utz leklayim. Teaching you that you can't have anybody to eat it the hatat or Hashem even after you throw the blood. Shulukan if you do it get makut. So this is out eating it after the blood was thrown outside the curtains of the courtyard of the Beit HaMikdash. Nedarecha zu ala kurban ala. Rabbi Shimon, ma bazantin, we teach this for. If the chan husach ma outside the wall, Yerushalayim, kavachim maser maser. If it's a before the blood, kavachim b'tidosh shanim, know that. If not hadrika after the blood, kavachim b'chor, we know that from b'chor. If the chuz the climb is outside the curtains, kavachim rechad b'Hashem, we know that from chad Hashem. Hello, back to what it's teaching you. Ela le'ochel min ha'olah le'achar zrika afil b'fnim. You cannot eat a korban olah ever, not even after the blood, not even after you throw the inside the curtain of the courtyard. Shehul okay, you get malkut, right? It's korban olah means literally burnt completely. It's not meant to be eaten at all. Amar Rava, dilidida immet Rabbi Shimon telid. A mother who's giving birth should pray that she should give birth to someone like Rabbi Shimon. She shouldn't give birth. So he's praising him. He says a woman should pray that if she's giving birth, let her child be like Rabbi Shimon, or it's not worth it. Yeah, that's how beautiful he's Doresh. What a beautiful explanation of Pasuk. He said, even though I don't like it, even though I have questions on what he has to say, I have refutations to his Kavah Chomes. Because why? We said Kavah Chomer, which means if this is lenient, then Kavah Chomer, the more stricter item, will for sure have his halakha. He says not necessarily. Why did you say Bikurim is more? Why did you say Bikurim is more machmir than Maaser Sheni? Because what? Shekin Yisurim Zarim? Because Bikurim is sore for a non-Kohen and Maaser Sheni can be eaten already? Adra, but Maaser Hamor, but I could tell you Maaser has more as a Chumrah. Shekin Asur Onena, and Onen can't eat it. And Onen, someone's waiting for a relative Baminan who passed away to be buried. He can't eat it. Bikurim can be eaten by an Onen. So we see that's not so pashut that it's more machmir than the other. Why did you say that korban todah shlamim is more machmir than maaser sheni? Shekim tunin matan demim because you need to put the blood and you put part of the animals to be burnt in the mizbeach. Obviously, it doesn't apply to maaser sheni because maaser sheni is not a korban. Adra maaser hamur, but maaser also has a stricter halacha. Shekim tunin kesef tzura because you need to use special minted coins to redeem it. Right, other things that you want to redeem, you don't have to use. You can use any currency. However, to redeem Maaser Sheni, you need special minted coins at that time. So it's more machmir. The Gemara says, also, you said Bechor is more machmir than Tudah Shlamim. Shekin Kedusha Merechem because Bechor is always kadosh. The second it's born, the firstborn animal is always kadosh. Adraba, Tudah Shlamim Hamani Brak. The opposite. Maybe Tudah Shlamim also chamor. Shekin Tunin Smicha Untzachim Utin Fachazev Veshok. They have a special halacha about the Kohen leaning on it and spurting the blood and the pouring wine and water as libation and also waving the parts of the animal. Bechor doesn't need that. Why is the Hatan Hashem more machmir than Bechor? Shekun Kosher Kashim because it's considered a higher level of Kodesh, while Bechor is Kosher Kalim. Adra Bechor is more machmir. Shekun Kiddush Merechem because the Bechor is Kadosh from birth, like we said. Who says Allah is more than Chatat Hashem? Shekun Kalim because Allah is burnt completely. Adra maybe Chatat Hashem more machmir. Shekun Mekapri because they actually provide kapara for an abira. Chatat Hashem or literally for abirot. You bring that to get kapara. Allah doesn't do that. The kulu hamiri me'olan. You said that everything is more machmir than an Allah. The itbahu shtiachba because you have to eat two different things. Meaning the mizbeach eats something and the kohanim eat something. Kohanim, you burn down beach pieces and the kohanim eat. However, the Allah is not touched at all by anybody. Only the mizbeach. So maybe the whole kav chomer is thrown out. Allah malde imid Rabbi Shimon, so that's the case. Why is he praising him? You said, oh, Rabbi Shimon, the best ever at Doreshim Pesukim. You just knocked him out ruthlessly. He says, he said, because Rabbi Shimon's reasoning is his reasoning that he said that Allah is more hamor and everything. Even though he didn't agree with it, he said it's still a beautiful way to understand the Pesukim. Unbelievable how he did it and the order of it was done. Okay. Now, Rabbi Shimon said that you can learn the Isurim from one to the next. The question is, you can't understand that you can't use a warning of the Torah for one punishment for the next. Even according to the opinion that you could say that, oh, if you're chayav on one thing, then you for sure kavah chomer another, right? We said that not everybody holds like that. They would agree that you cannot use that for the warning for a kavah chomer. Oh, if you're warned on this, you're for sure warned on that. We don't do that. So how can Rabbi Shimon assume, based off Kal V'Chomer, that one thing's asur because of the next? The Gemara says no, Isura Ba'alma. Not to say punishment because Isurim. Versus Rava, Zar She'amir Awlad Tnezika Husahma. Rava said that if a non-Kohen eats from a Olad before throwing the blood outside Yerushalayim, Rabbi Shimon lokeh hamesh. Rabbi Shimon, according to Rabbi Shimon, you get 5 makot. Because why? You ate it outside Yerushalayim. You ate before the blood was thrown. You ate even though he's not a Kohen. You ate it outside the courtyard of the Mikdash. And also you ate the olam meat. So we see from here that you do need the Kav V'Chomer according to Rabbi Shimon, because the first 4 are learned from the Kav V'Chomer. The outside Yerushalayim before the blood, non-Kohen, and outside the Hatzir. So we see you do need the Kal V'Chomer. It's only thing you can't use it. It's not only for Isur. No, we actually give Makut according to him. The says no, Hamisha Isurin have. When he says it's 5, not Chayav, 5, not 5 penalty, Chayav Isurin. But our Mishnah, we said that these people get actual Makut, not just Isurin. When he says no, Ella Krai Terehu. Rather, Rabbi Shimon says that it's an extra pasuk. Mifti, because why? Ktiv Vehebetim Shamma. You shall bring to Yerushalayim your Korban Olah, your Shalamim, your Maser Sheni, Teruma, your Nidavim, your Nidavot, your Bechor, etc. And you shall eat it by Hashem, your God. So now it says everything to eat in Yerushalayim. So how come you have to have another Yisur to tell you can't do that? Just say you may not eat them in the cities. Obviously, that would mean everything. Why do I have to mention each one separately again? It must be teaching you according to Rabbi Shimon the fact that I had to specify and enumerate every single one. It must be each one has a separate isur that you're chayav makutan.